Second day at the beach, and we already see the difference between traveling with the dog and traveling without the dog.
And then we had a few beers, and then they were bringing food every time. We didn't know the price at the end of
I'm going to check out the hot springs, La Foncalda.
We stopped in some truck stop just to have breakfast, and from this fucking worst place on the planet, there's about, I don't know, 200 moosh, flies everywhere, and like they don't leave. Never been such extreme chaos, fly related, fly trap. Try everything, this works the best. Get ready for this little guy.
So before, the first time when we went to visit Spain, we were actually on a huge rush, so I think we didn't really took the time properly to visit and taste the food. And now we just seen that beautiful place, and out of nowhere we have decided to stay here for the night, enjoy the beach, like really slow down. We're quite happy to be in Europe. For sure there's lots of restrictions, but you're allowed to use the beach, you're allowed to run and do activities. And now we're gonna go check out the old town and see how it looks.
One famous thing about Spain is the tapas, and we had the chance to try it the other night with Amanda's friend, and then we had a few beers, and then they were bringing food every time. We didn't know the price. At the end of the night, we received the price, and we realized that the food was included. So that's the way it works here. You can order a beer, and they bring you a small appetizer that they call tapas. And it's include lots of places they have promotions. So right now we pay €2 for one small beer, and it brings an appetizer. So it's kind of nice. So we ordered tapas, which is patatas bravas that they call. So it's basically potato with some sauce. It's super nice. And we're kind of limited with the dog because we can't go eat inside because it's so hot outside. We don't want to leave her in the car. And outside, if there's too much people eating, she starts yapping. She's a kid, so she didn't quite understand. So we found this little restaurant. There's no people around, so it's good with the dog. And we got to feed her some tapas so she keep quiet.
We have ordered fideuà, and I think it was amazing. It's always the seafood, and I guess anywhere in the world it's a little bit expensive, but I think it was really worth the price, and we have our tummies full. Second day at the beach, and we already see the difference between traveling with the dog and traveling without the dog because well, we can't take her to the beach here in Spain, and we also can't leave her in the van because it's way too hot. So we have decided just to actually set up our stuff in front of the van and just relax there so we can see her, and then we can be outside in the water and on the beach. We've definitely had an amazing time in this town, and we were supposed to stop here for 30 minutes, but here we are, second night. Today it's supposed to be cloudy, and we have the benefit of moving wherever we want, so we're gonna go check out the hot springs. Let's see how this turns out. So on the way to the hot spring, we found this paradise for dogs, and of course we had to buy a few stuff like the garbage bags for poops because we're in Europe. It's quite important. We also bought a muzzle when we want to go to the restaurant because she doesn't really know how to behave around food, and we bought tons of treats. So I'm sure it's lucky day for Lila today. Hey, come here. Come on. Come on. Sit. Pause. Tap. Lay down. All the tricks.
Show up.
are embarking on a new adventure. I'm going to check out the hot springs, La Foncalda.
Something weird just happened. I think it's 8 o'clock, and there's a tunnel next to us at the hot spring or the river because it's cold water. And we hear that sound. It's 750-meter tunnel. We hear that sound. It's like music. We're like, whoa, there's people coming. I don't know what's going on. And the guy show up, and he's got, I don't know, minimum at least 150 goats, and they all have bells on their necks, so they're all walking, and it makes the sound and melody. But in the tunnel, it's so echo that it's super loud. And the guy just appeared out of the tunnel with 150 goats, and he passed in front of you. So it was quite hilarious.
Small step for humanity, huge step for Amanda. So I went from not being able to run 1 kilometer because I would gas myself and I couldn't do anything. I hate running. Today I did my first 10 kilometers. Last night we've been parked at Foncalda hot spring, which is amazing because when you look, we're just parked at the old train station. Never happened to us. We've been here all by ourselves. And the hot springs, I'm not really sure why it's called the hot springs because the water was freezing cold, but the hike is just amazing. There's 36 kilometers or 26 kilometers of trail that you can do on bikes or walking, and the views, the mountains, and everything is just amazing. I think it's like one of the hidden gems of Spain, so definitely worth a visit. One thing I forgot to mention, since it's an old train station, there's tons of tunnels on the way. We probably passed around 7 of them. That's one of the coolest ones. It has over 700 meters. There's no lights inside, so it's kind of thrilling to walk through it. And I can tell you one thing, the addition of our team who likes that trip the most is definitely Lila, because there's almost no people here, so she can just run freely, dig around, go swim in the water, and run through the tunnels. So the adventure was quite interesting.
Hi, little change of scenery. Our dream of Africa is a little bit changing. We had to make a cross on that because it's a little bit complicated with the pandemic. So right now we're at the border of France and Switzerland. That's what you can see behind us. And we crossed France briefly. We check it out. Their lavenders are blooming right now, so it's very nice. And we even had the chance to try a nice restaurant for raclette cheese, which was a very great experience.
Since from tomorrow we're gonna be in Switzerland. If you want, you can follow our Instagram account to see daily updates. And if you have any tips for visiting Switzerland, let us know in the comment section below. We would love to know the places that you really love.
Let's start the adventure.
Whoa!